Hi, Miss Rogers here of the Learning Commons, and this video shows you how to cite a website that you find online, probably using Google, how to save a website to Noodletools. Just a reminder, if you have any questions, you can always send me an email. Find this little orange button on any page, and it can send me an email or stop by the Learning Commons, and we can chat. So I have Noodletools. I've created my project. I have my Noodletools project open, social media. And here is the website that I'm going to cite. I found an article on Mayo Clinic. Mayo Clinic is a reputable, recognized, trusted source on healthcare issues. And here is the article that I found. Teens and social media use, what's the impact? And you can see here's the article here. This is what I'm going to cite. So back in Noodletools, again, I have my project open. I'm clicking on this green button that says New Source. And then it says, where is it? And I have these options. Since this is a website I found online, I'm going to click Website. I have all of these options. If you have an article, something that is text or word based, when in doubt, I suggest you use web page. And here are the boxes that I will fill in. Some of these boxes I have to fill in, some I hope to fill in, and others I don't really need to fill in. So we're going to talk through all that. So at the top, it asks for my URL. Super easy, right? I go over here, highlight my URL at the top, Control C to copy, back in Noodletools, Control V to paste. Second piece of information it wants is the date of publication, when this was posted online. So I usually scroll to the title of my article and I look at the top for the date. I don't see it there. And I look at the bottom of the article. Oop, there it is, right here, February 26, 2022. So back in Noodletools, I will enter that date, February 26, 2022. You might see just a month and a year and not a day like I had the 26th. If that's the case, just enter the month and the year. You can leave the day part blank. Sometimes also you don't see a date listed at all. If that's the case, leave this section blank. That's okay to do. The next piece of information it needs is the most recent date of access, meaning when did you last visit this website? I love this one because it's super easy. I click on today and it fills in today's date, which is wonderful. So that very top section is done. Next, it wants to know the contributors. So I'm going to click this little drop down so you can see. It wants to know the author, the editor, or the translator. So just like the date, that is listed at the top or the bottom of the article. So we know it's not listed at the bottom because we don't see it here next to the date. Sometimes they're next to each other, the date and the author. But here it is right here. Mayo Clinic staff is the author. If it doesn't say editor or translator, assume it's the author. So back in Noodletools, I'm going to type Mayo Clinic staff. In this case, it was written by a group. So since it says group here, I put the entire group name in this third box. If it's a person, however, I'm going to put their first name, their middle initial or middle name if it's listed, and their last name. Suffix would be for like junior or senior, something like that. I want to make sure from this drop down here, I select the option for author. Otherwise, when it comes time to saving my citation in the end, it won't save. So if I have a second person listed, I can click this blue button that says Add Contributor. And if I thought I did and it turns out I don't, I can just hit this little red trash can to make that go away. Sometimes you will not have an author listed or an editor or a translator. If that's the case, it's okay to leave this blank. Okay, my next spot, I need a web page or document article title. So that is this right here. It's not the name of the website, it's the name of the particular page I'm looking at. So what I like to do is copy and paste this when possible. Look at this little yellow triangle and this message here that basically says you need to fix the capitalization. So we're going to do like we usually do for capitalizing titles. I'm going to capitalize all of the important words. You'll see when I'm done, the box will go away. Look, all done. I did not capitalize and or the. I've never had to do this, but if you're on a page that does not have an article title, you can click Untitled, and then you can see providing a description instead. You would just describe the information included on that page right here. This next box here that says English translation, if you know it's an English translation, you can put the title right here. When in doubt, leave this blank. This is a page I have never had to fill in. Okay, now on to the name of the website and the publisher. What I like about the way Noodletools has set this up is that the name of the website is usually at the top of the website, and the publisher of the site is usually at the bottom of the website, which makes it easy to remember because it's set up that way here as well. So let's look for the name of the website. It should always be incredibly clear. Scroll up to the top. Here it is, Mayo Clinic. So now I type in Mayo Clinic. Publisher can be a little trickier to find. So like I said, I'm going to scroll to the bottom, all the way to the bottom. I like to look for the copyright. See the little C in the circle? I look for the copyright and whatever name is listed next to that. So Mayo Foundation for Medical Education and Research. That's my publisher. So I like to copy and paste it when I can. Okay, this little I is listed here. I stands for information. So if I click on this, it tells me 1, 2, 3 reasons why I might leave this field blank. The most popular one is you leave it blank if the publisher's name is the same as the website name, which is incredibly common. So if it said Mayo Clinic, I would leave this one blank. But since they're slightly different, I'm going to leave Mayo Foundation for so on, so on, here in the publisher field. You guys, I'm done because this spot here, contributors to the site as a whole, I've never filled this in. If it's completely obvious who the editor or the author of the entire website is, you could put their name here, but you don't have to. And this spot here, edition, version, revision, I always leave that blank as well. Unless it's abundantly clear that it's the 5th edition, for instance, you could fill that in. But plan on leaving these 3 boxes blank. This last spot here that says annotation, this is for if you're creating an annotated bibliography for your teacher. So if you know that's your assignment, you can write your annotation here. You're probably answering specific questions that your teacher has posed to you. So if you have questions about this, talk to your teacher, okay? But I'm all done. I filled in everything that I can. So I'm going to click this Save button. And I'm back in my project, social media. Here is my beautifully formatted citation. What I also like about Noodletools is it saves links to each of the sources you've saved to your project. So if I click this little button right here, I can open up my article if I need to read it again, reference it again. Noodletools does a great job with that. If you have any questions about how to cite your sources, you want to make sure your citations look good, please reach out. I'm here to help.